Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
And Kanye West just had one of the worst award show moments of all time. Today, the backlash against Kanye West. If you didn't get your change at the convenience store, would you attack the guy behind the counter? This woman did. Then she realized, I was wrong. And Bulls on Parade, another convenience store, another big surprise. I guess the big guys were just looking for some snacks. And here they come, the cops on horseback. Round up those animals. The filter starts right now. It was one of the great moments of her life. It was a moment she had dreamed of. Taylor Swift on stage accepting her award at the VMAs. And then there was this.
So thank you so much for giving me a chance to win a VMA award.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Kanye West ruined her moment. It was selfish. It was classless. He has since apologized, but that moment was ruined. Our contributors tonight, editor of LAMetBlogs.com, Ruth Waytz, and veteran television assignment editor David Reese. And David, I'm going to start with you. Not a lot of decorum at music award shows ever. But if he pulled that at the Grammys, they'd throw him out. You think Kanye ought to sit out a couple of shows now?
Oh, absolutely he should. That was inexcusable behavior. But the sad reality, Fred, is that that's what we've come to expect at award shows like that. I mean, I think the producers were probably just screaming with glee in the booth. And that's just the unfortunate reality of what we've come to here. But should he sit out? Absolutely. That kind of behavior is unacceptable. But yet that's what we've come to know from him. I mean, you almost expect Kanye to do something like that, and yet he keeps getting invited back time and time again. It's bad.
David, you make a good point. Ruth, you know, this is the kind of thing, actually, that probably helps his career more than it hurts it.
I couldn't agree more, Fred. Absolutely. This kind of horrible behavior, and I mean, in an awards show like the MTV Awards, where in order to get attention you have to hang from a chandelier and drip blood, I mean, honestly, what do they have to do next? I really don't want to know. As far as keeping him off a show or on a show, it's all about ratings. It's all about bad behavior and who can be the worst behaved in a really bad situation. So, you know what? Everybody wins here. Because Kanye got to be all over the press, and Beyonce got to be a really big woman for letting Taylor have her moment, which I thought was nice. But then, you know, and then Taylor got to be the victim. So everybody wins.
All right, well, let's move on now. When I was in school, we started the day with the Pledge of Allegiance. My kids start their school day with the Pledge of Allegiance. Should kids have to say the Pledge of Allegiance? Should they be warned before they say it? Some First Amendment advocates are arguing students have the right not to recite the pledge. They believe students should be given the right to remain silent. Supporters of the pledge think this is an important part of our national heritage. Ruth, when does this stop? When do people appreciate this country and what it stands for? Is it wrong to have the kids say the Pledge of Allegiance?
Absolutely not. And 90% of Americans, like me, I'm included in that, dig the Pledge of Allegiance. I like it. I will say that way back in the Stone Age when I was in school, I managed to stop short of saying the words under God, because I don't dig God. But, you know, that was only added in 1954, by the way. But, you know, kids are free to shut up during the pledge already. You know, why do I need to have somebody send a note home with my mommy for that?
Yeah, I don't get it, David. I don't understand why this is such an important issue. It just seems to me, and maybe I'm in the minority, that people do not appreciate this country.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? This is like this hyper-partisanship that we've had now where every little thing gets nitpicked to death. It's ridiculous. Just because you object to the term "in God we trust," well, guess what? It's right on our money. Look, in God we trust. So what? You're not going to touch our money now? I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's gone too far. And you know what? I'm with Ruth. If you don't want to say the reference to God, then just don't say it.
But what's interesting here is if you speak out against it, and I'm speaking out about this now, if you speak out against it, you're branded. You are not giving people the opportunity to make their own choice. And to me, this isn't even an issue that needs to be discussed.
No, and you know what? That's part of the whole problem here. It's like that whole new thing that we've got in politics now where if you can even debate whether or not something is fact. It's just, this is emblematic of what is really this country now, that if you dare to dispute something, then you're bad for even bringing it up. And it's just ridiculous. It's over the top and it's too much.
That's completely true. And I agree with Fred that saying the pledge, we need to support the country or get the hell out.
Absolutely.
I think those are good words. All right, we're going to move on now. For the city of Los Angeles, push has come to shove. A labor deal with a coalition of L.A. city unions. If this falls through, people are going to lose their jobs. That's it. That's your bottom line here. The city has mismanaged and bungled things. There is no question about that. But here's where we're at. It's called the ERIP, Early Retirement Incentive Program. Employees who retire 5 years early would get cash bonuses. Those bonuses would come off the books and reduce the city's payroll costs. To pull that off, the coalition would have to generate an additional $50 to $60 million and increase pension contributions by 1.9%. If the unions don't give, their members are going to get it. That's it. David, we know the city is in trouble. If you were a member of the union, would you vote to take the deal or not?
Well, I think, yes, I think you would, and here's why. Because the reality is, I think for far too long, unionized workers and public workers in particular have been exempted from the ebb and flow of economics. And the reality is we are all in this together, taxpayers, city workers, all of us. And so I think it's time that everybody just knuckle under and accept the fact that we're in deep economic times right now. And if you don't respect that, then you're going to get the axe. So you know what? I think it's the best deal they have going for them right now. I think the city needs to give a little bit. The workers need to give a little bit. Does anybody want to? No. But the reality is these are tough times and we're out of money.
Yeah, but on the other side, Ruth, if you're in those unions, you're not wanting to give. As a matter of fact, you're going to hold firm as long as you can. Look at the firefighters, for example.
Well, since when do unions ever want to give, Fred? The problem isn't even with the unions. It's with that's what you said. Everything has been so horribly, hideously bungled and mismanaged. Do you know that Villa Ragosa is making $224,000 a year? You know, the Board of Supervisors make $179,000 a year. The city council members make $150,000 a year, plus perks. I want all these people, and the median salary in Los Angeles, by the way, is about $45,000 a year.
Let's not forget about the guy from DWP who makes more than the mayor.
No, yes. And you know that Villa Ragosa, speaking of that, makes more than the governor and the vice president. It's just completely gone crazy. They're robbing Peter to rob Paul later. This deal is no better than any of the other ones. It only just staves off the inevitable further collapse. All right, this deal stinks too.
All right, so it's inevitable. It's going to collapse. What do you do? What happens?
Already collapsed, Fred. It's already collapsed. And I want to know in what real-world situation I can go to my job and earn $1 and spend $5 for how many years and not have any kind of accountability. None of these people has any accountability. I want them all fired. I want their heads on pikes.
That's absolutely right. Ruth is absolutely right. The problem is that our elected officials are really not accountable. I mean, this is basic economics. No. If I have $1, I can't spend $3, and that's what the city of LA has been doing for years.
They're spending $10.
That's true.
The one thing
they're spending $1 million a day more than they're bringing in. See, that is a fact.
Well, the one thing I'm going to disagree with you on is this. You know, you talk about what Villa Ragosa makes, the city council makes. You talk about what the guy from DWP makes. I'm of the opinion, and I've always been this way. You know what, David, Ruth? You guys should make as much money as humanly possible.
I believe that
I think
completely.
everybody should make as much money as humanly possible. I don't think anybody's overpaid.
If taxpayers are paying for it, Fred. And
well,
if there's
I don't even have an issue with that. You need to deliver the goods. That's the thing.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. You can make as much money as you possibly can if you're delivering something. But show me the money. What are they doing?
That's right.
What have they done for us? And they answer to me.
They do answer to me, and they answer to David, and they answer to you, Fred, and everyone else watching. But they don't know that, and they don't believe that.
Well,
they certainly don't behave that way.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm with you. Let's move on to our last topic.